This is Courtney, and we met as clients of the Results Method. We actually met like a few years ago at your first show, actually.
Yeah.
Didn't really know each other then. We just met at a team house, which was cool, having a dinner afterwards. And then
I was competing.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
competing in your first show.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, I moved to Brisbane and we just started training together with Ali, and like from there became really good friends. And
Yeah.
we honestly do everything together. We're the same person.
My twins, the same height.
You know the vibes out on this side. Yeah, you know the vibes. Been in this thing winning rings for a while. Put it to the test, I could win it in a trial. Ain't no need to flex, cause I know you see the style. Yeah, I know you see the vibes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I know you see the vibes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I know you see the vibes.
I was training with two coaches the first time I started. Moved from there, then started training with another coach, which was great. I really enjoyed training with him actually. But I found that I'm the type of person that needs hands-on. And I really wanted to be a lot of in person and be close to a coach. My coach was in Melbourne, so it was just like not practical. Yeah, I had already engaged previously through Instagram and Ali's content. Like, didn't really resonate with it then, I don't think. I really wanted to be with a male, masculine, just that's what I thought I needed. And then when I was looking for somebody else, I actually reached out to Ali, and straight away she was like, babe, let's get on a call. And then we got on a call and I like signed up on the spot with her, and it was, yeah, everything that I needed when we signed up. A lot of things that I had learned, I had to unlearn, not in a bad way, just about food, especially. I think it was very bodybuilding, and she was like, we don't need to be so rigid all the time.
Yeah, you got some shit going on.
Yeah.
Your RDLs were like, you could see it. That's why I said to you, what I want from you in this next week, I reckon as much as we need to correct some of the shit in the upper because of what's come out of posing post-show, I actually feel like you're more like ground up. We've got to get pelvis stable and hips even, because I saw in the video you sent me, there was some rotation, and we've had some of the rotation even in some of the stuff we've been doing in the upper body, where you can see the hip is naturally going like that, and then thoracic is rotating up and out. So we want to try and make sure that from the ground up, you're posturally aligned before we start your big loads, because we're still in the recovery phase. So the good thing is we're not yet hitting the big heavy stuff just yet, but we will in the next phase. And I want to do the corrective work before we get to that. So actually stand up for me and let's actually just have a look at where things are.
I think we were talking about the fact that we were both from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then we talked a little bit on
like through socials,
while I was back in New Zealand.
Yeah. But it's funny because the whole time that I've been with Ali, it's always been like, oh, you and Sarah are the same person. You guys train the same. And then I remember just like following through on your journey too, because you'd competed like through that period, like our training sessions, some of them like the same. And I was like, oh, we are the same.
Yeah.
We're training the same, we're eating the same. And then just like mannerisms and all of that. Like I just remember Ali just so much complimenting us as like being very similar. And then it wasn't until obviously like you living here, I'm like, oh yeah.
Because this is where we'll see a lot more on the upper. So if we now go again, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the upper body difference here.
Yeah.
So we've still kept a beautiful snatchy taper waist. This is peak build, and look, your taper here looks almost even better.
Like wider
But
back.
even posturally, if we look at this, you had a little bit of a, so see how at the moment this side here is flaring here, right? That's what's happening there. But this posturally still looks better than where we sat here. Can you see how much more you were doing that? So I feel like the primers motivation, the mobility primers and activators have actually positioned you better, but this is still an area for us to focus on now we're doing more load.
Yes.
But look at that postural difference from there to there.
Scat coming out.
But this too, coming straight out of show, that would have been all your posing. Fucking posing. Posing rails your posture. So I'm really happy with this though, because waist looks smaller now, peak of build, than it even did back then, because we've built lats.
I never liked training with anyone because I feel like people would just muck around, or they'd want to chat, or like they're working on different things, or the intensity is different. Whereas like when I started training with you and Ali, like we had that intensity.
Yeah.
And then just like training together, we push each other when we need to. Or if one of us needs to hold back, like this past week I've been on a deload, and you've been like, okay, like you need to like hold back your deload. It's kind of keeping each other in check, which has been so nice. And you kind of like pull that motivation from each other. One of us doesn't have it.
Definitely. I think like I've like trained quite a bit with Jared before. I don't know if like you and Justin have done much, but we're like very similar in terms of we just find it easier to be like, you just go train and I'm just going to go train. Because I also too find that if like the intensity of the other person's not there, or they're not trying as hard, it's just harder for you to be in your session. If I was like doing it with Jared, or like, you know, still focusing on like the rehab side of things, like being in that gym with you like drove so much of that.
Feel the difference in that? Does it feel quite nice?
It does.
Like
And
it's
I
like
can feel it in
opening
my
up
back now.
Yeah, nice. Good. Because that's what it should feel like. It should feel like we're just creating, should just feel like space.
That's the right word.
There's just a little bit more space. See that, Sarah? How it goes like this and then like this. If you come to the side, you'll see it. It like comes like out. It's already releasing off though. This side you can see is already releasing. Her other side was like knotted out like that.
With my phone just there.
Yeah, like it was.
I'll show you. Hang on, look at this.
That's what we could see in your stretch.
Yeah.
It was that massive knot straight away.
Yeah.
And so when we first got into this, she had that leg, that whole glute was off the ground. And she was thinking it was an active stretch, but that's why I was like, no, let the head come back up, release the leg back out, drop the glute to the ground, and then it's softened off. So if hamstring gets too tight, if the hamstring is really tight like that, that's when you're going to start to load through lower back.
Yep. And the tendons.
And you also have more rotation in
Yeah.
hip. Because that side is like, that's the side where you're doing this.
Yeah.
Because we're super tight through here, super tight through hamstring. But ironically, that's the glute that looked flatter. So the glute's not firing. So you're taking more load through hamstring. It's doing more work. This is too tight from sitting from work.
Yeah.
And the other side is where you're posing predominantly into.
I think I just want to inspire people that they can start from anywhere. Like if you look at where we both started, like we were both partying and drinking and love food and like just, I mean, you know, like you did swimming competitively, but not like bodybuilding or physique based sports.
No.
I think just knowing that you can come from any background, if you actually apply yourself and like have the right coach, you can achieve it. And there's so many ways to continue improving all the way through.
Yeah. I mean, I started when I was, I think I was 27 or 26, turning 27 when I started, like decided that that's what I wanted to do. And I like joke, you know, I'm so old, but I'm not. And that I've done so many amazing things in the 5 years that I have been intentionally focused on these goals. And yeah, like you said, you can start at any time. I think for me as well, there are things in my journey that, you know, coming a lot from like that partying scene and, you know, a lot of hurt and just trauma and things like that for me, that I want women to know that when they are in the gym, that's empowering, and that's the time that you do get to just block it all out and just focus on yourself. You don't need to have bodybuilding as your goal, but you do need to be constantly evolving. And how lucky are we that we get to change, we get to grow, and we get to learn more and more about ourselves. Like, I think that's the empowering part about it. It's not anything to do with the physique, or, I mean, I want to win in the things that are important to me, but it's the routine, it's the evolution of self. I think that's like inspiring to anybody.
A little bit more load. Yep, perfect. So the positioning is better over both them. Now protract up like there's a hot poker here. Yep, and we're not losing neutral spine. Okay, so keeping that upper body like that. Think level 3 now for the pelvic floor. And now start to tap shoulders. Don't rotate hip. Don't let that move.
Jared and I were going to start an IVF journey together. So Ali helped with the whole time. And I don't think I could have done any of that with anybody else. So just another thing that Ali's just been so amazing with. I had to put on a lot of body fat. So I was sitting about 5 kilos above where I've ever been before. And it was really uncomfortable. I didn't realize how uncomfortable I think it was in the time. After coming out of that, as like we've seen, like the changes in my physique and what we've been able to like build on my posterior has been incredible. And I don't think we would have done that without that. But now, like we don't have the IVF to worry about. Ali is, you know, we are talking about when are we going to have children? Like, when is that timeline going to start now for Jared and I? Which is why I think this build will be a year until we probably get on stage, like maybe the end of next year.
I think that's almost like what made it so special when you stepped on stage and you went pro, and then coming second in your pro debut as well a few weeks later, like having such a long build phase, but also like such an emotional journey with, you know, IVF and having to increase body fat higher than you wanted to, and like going through all of that to then prep and get to this stage, which like it was a long hard prep as well, because you'd put on extra body fat in the build. Like that just made the whole thing so much more incredible, like when you actually went pro and like then placed in your pro debut as well.
Yeah, I know you see the vibes.